Good morning. I wasn't going to do a video, but then I decided, well, I might as well start this season of dahlia growing in the south. I might as well get it started because the dahlias are growing. And wow, here they are. This is the dahlia beds. There's one, looks pretty full. There's another. And I'm going to span you over this way. Here is the third one. And this year we've laid the soaker hose, well, it's not really a soaker hose. Yeah, it is. In all three beds. So that will make the watering so much easier on me because I've done a lot of hand watering. We've always had two beds with the hoses in them, but this year we've got the third one. And this is right here is some little dahlias that I had left over or something. Maybe they broke off and I planted them there and they look wonderful this year. So I'm going to show you the garden with the blueberries. I know you're supposed to pick them off the first year, but that ain't happening. They're kind of full. I mean, they're little bushes. They're not very big, but they've got blueberries on them. And then we've got the volunteer dill. It's kind of ahead of itself because I like to have dill and cucumbers at the same time. And I'll show you something else that I'm doing. The beans, we have beans, and then I've got a row of short sunflowers, which I really, really love. They work well in the raised beds. I'll probably try to plant some sunflowers in a different place too, but we'll see. This is dill. You can see it's like a little green fuzz now. It took them forever to come up. And I've got zinnia seeds back there and a few zinnia seeds right in here. But this is the cucumbers, and they need the cages put on them. So I'm repurposing my tomato cages since we do the straw bales for tomatoes. And here's my basil bed with nasturtiums and chives, the potatoes back here, and then fig trees. And we had quite a rain and wind event, and it laid all those over, but last night we tied them to the fence, so hopefully they're going to be fine. We'll see. And here's the chive. So many chives blooming here, and they're going to seed now. The rose. We have peppers, and the daylilies are really budding up. I'm so excited to see that, because that's, I guess, my next favorite is the daylilies. These are mostly ones that I have hybridized. I named a few last year, not, going through all the the qualifications and everything that you're supposed to do, but they're named in my garden. And I'll show them to you when they're blooming. Here's feverfew, and it's all over the ground now, thanks to the wind. And the nasturtiums have been blown about, so, we need rain. We needed it, but it gets kind of disappointing when there's so much wind and things get blown around. So I've got barriers. I'll show you this. This is a tomato cage out there, and a stool, the barriers to try to keep the deer away from. They somehow smell the daylily buds, and so I'm trying to keep them away. We'll probably spray soon to keep them from eating the daylilies up. And there goes a buzzard. Goodness. Okay, this is Julia Childs, and I think that's the fourth place I've planted it, and it looks like it's finally happy. So this is a daylily of mine. I think this is the one that looks kind of tie-dyed when it blooms. And I should have pulled it up way, years ago because it wasn't perfect, but just too many memories. So I'll leave it there. So there's, work waiting. Here, I think that I'm going to put The buzzards are distracting me. Anyway, I think I'm going to put zinnias in here. And right up here, I've got eucalyptus that I have grown from seed. And I read, you know, it's hard to get them to germinate and it takes a long time and all that stuff. Well, I planted more than I thought I would need so I would get good germination. And guess what? I've got about 30 eucalyptus baby plants. And so I need a place to put some of them because I won't be able to grow all of them. I don't have room. But anyway, hopefully I'll plant some in this place right here because it gets full sun. The roses are on their way out and they need trimming, deadheading. And here's the daylilies. They're looking good this year. The rose on the little arbor thing, the trellis, it needs to be cut back. And garlic going to seed. So here's an overview of what's going on here. We have cut the bachelor buttons and they're laying there. Brian was going to mow last night, but it was too wet and too rainy. So that will probably be this weekend. I hope you all have a nice Mother's Day. Excuse me. It's kind of bittersweet for me. I don't really like it since all my mothers and grandmothers are gone and my children are not really around close. So anyway, I hope you have a good weekend. This is Mona from Winterpast.